Hey, what's up, guys? This is your boy Travis back again here at Big Boy Toy Reviews. And today we are taking a look at Mafex 215 Night Crusader Batman. I don't think I've ever seen this Batman. I don't think I've ever read a comic with this Batman. I know it exists, but I must have missed it. And I thought I saw all the HBO DC Batman cartoons. I may have seen this one if they do have it. I may have seen it. Sorry, I may have seen it, but I guess I just don't remember it. And I don't know why, because I think this is a pretty big one. I don't know why I'm blanking on if I've seen him or not. But this is him. This is the Batman with the super pointy ears and the well, he always has pointy ears, but with the super pointy shoulder cowl, I guess you can kind of say he stays here. But taking a look at the box real quick, recently I've just been kind of just glancing at the boxes while I talk, but I do want to make an observation. Doesn't Mafex usually put the number on the front? Don't they usually put the number on the front? I don't recall it being on the back. You know what? I'm gonna take a look at another Mafex box. Yeah, maybe it's just the Marvel stuff that they put on the front. I don't have any DC boxes that I can look at right now. I know they always put it on the side, but I don't remember it being on the back. But anyway, yeah, this is the box. It's typical Mafex box. I did leave the stand and everything in there because it's your basic Mafex stand. I don't need to show that off, but yeah, that's it for the box. So let's take a look at the figure. Now, I think this is this. He looks like he might be skinnier than the other Batman figures from Mafex. Is that just me? Is this the same buck that they've been using? Because he looks skinnier to me. I have all mine on display right now, and I don't want to take them down to do a comparison. Actually, I can go take a look just by. Give me 1 second. I can take a look. Yeah, he looks skinnier than the other Batman, at least from what I see. And plus, he has more abs. So this torso piece seems longer than the previous Batman figure. So is this Batman just naturally skinnier in the cartoon or wherever this one is from? Let me know. But yeah, he other than looking really skinny, he looks solid. I would have liked him to be thicker, but if the source material calls for him to be a skinnier Batman, then I guess that's what it is. Unless Mafex is changing their Batman buck. Because I even think the Superman buck is slightly like the Hush Superman. I don't believe the Hush Batman and the Hush Superman share the same buck. I think the Superman is a little thicker than Batman, but I could be tripping. But he looks good. I really like the logo. I really like the way that looks. They sculpted and painted that very nicely. If his build is supposed to be all yellow, then it looks really good. It's painted really nicely. You can get a close up on here. It's done really nicely. I don't know if that's paint or if it's cast in that yellow. I don't know. This could be cast in the yellow. I don't see why they wouldn't do it since it's just all yellow, but I feel like maybe there should be some paint here on the buckle at least. I don't know. But other than that, there's not a whole lot else going on. There's not really any noticeable shading that I can see. The face looks really good. Looks very, very good. And there's one little gimmick about this Batman that I think I really like, and I wish they would do it to all the other Batman. And that's that his cape is detachable. And that is awesome. I mean, I wish that was possible in the other Batman, because I have third-party capes in a lot of them. And let's see if we can get this off. But yeah, that is really, really nice. I do like that, and I'll show you why it is detachable. But again, I know this is probably from a cartoon or something, and I'm just ignorant to it. But let's see. So it pegs in the front, and then it has two pegs in the back, as you can see. So you gotta kind of line those up for it to be flush. And I know people have already reviewed this stuff already. Look, I get my stuff in late, so Let's see if I can get this to go. Okay, there we go. Does it look a little raised because of that gimmick? Slightly. I think it does slightly, and I think it's because the way that they like glued the cape into the cowl, under the cowl, it leaves some space in between that makes it look a little like it's lifted a little too much. You can kind of tell when I pull it back like that. And so maybe if they had just, I don't know, I guess they had to do it in order for you to do like a over the shoulder pose. You know, can you even do that? Well, you can barely do that, really. So I don't know. I feel like maybe they could have got around that somehow. I'm not quite sure how they could have done it, but maybe they could have possibly gotten around that so it wouldn't look really gappy right there. That's really the biggest issue I have with it. If you pull the cape up a little bit, it doesn't look as bad, but unfortunately you do get some gappiness right there. Now I do like the length of the cape. The cape is fine in its own right, but I do like the length of it. It's not super long like the Hush Batman, at least the blue version of Hush Batman. And so, yeah, he looks fine. He looks solid. I like it. I do like it. I like the gimmick. I'd rather have it than not have it. So if that's what they had to do to make that gimmick work, I'm okay with that. So let's go ahead and get on to accessories. Alrighty. So let's see if we can get that into focus. Okay, there we go. So he has some kind of slightly fisted hands with a slight gap in between them, and I believe that's because of another accessory that he can fit in his hand. So he has those. Then he has these, I guess, what kind of weapon holding hands. I'm not quite sure what this pose is. I'm not quite sure what those hands are for. Then he has some slightly open hands like this. Some more completely open hands. Again, I love how Mafex puts them on these little hand racks, I guess you can say. And then he comes with, I think these are for swimming. I think these are like some swimming hands. So, or they can be Superman flying hands. Either way. So that's it for hands. He comes with another cowl piece that has no cape in it, and I'll tell you why. It's because he comes with two heads, and one of the heads is a swimming head, and that looks really good. But yeah, he won't have the cape obviously if he's swimming in the water. So if you want to simulate him swimming, you got that. And then we have the last head, which is the angry head with the super long pokey Batman ears, bat ears. I don't know. Again, I'm just not remembering this version of Batman, but I'm sure it exists, and I'm almost sure that I've seen it. And then he comes with like this batarang connected to a rope or whatever. Again, they were lazy and just has the metal bendy wire just sticking out the end. That is so tacky. I hate that. Absolutely hate it. Would it have taken that much to just cover that up? Jesus Christ, I don't know why they do that. And then he comes with another cape. And this cape is the non-pointy shoulder cape. So it's the same exact cape, just doesn't have pointy shoulders. So, and this is like the little tray that it comes in. So that is it for accessories. Let's go on to articulation. All right, so for articulation, his head is on your typical bendy Mafex ball peg, so he can look up quite a bit. He can look down enough. That's enough without having to turn that peg around. And obviously, he can get all the side to side that he can. I like the Mafex peg. It doesn't work all the time, but in most of the Batman figures, it does. He does have the butterfly joint. It's functional to a point. It's not horrible, but it's not the best thing ever either. Bicep swivel. Obviously, you can get his arms a little bit past parallel. Bicep swivel. Typical Mafex Batman articulation. More than 90 there on the elbow. Obviously, hinge ball peg wrist. Kind of knock the camera there. And then we got some gapping here when you pull them back. This torso piece, not great. And doesn't go very far forward. It's far enough, I guess. And you do get plenty of side to side out of that. Now, when you use this, when you do get a little bit of twist out of it, but not much, but you can get forward a lot more if you activate that joint. Same going back, and then you get a little tiny bit of side to side. Now, these always do have drop downs, so you can get the splits. Not great. That's not great at all. Batman should be able to do full splits easily, and the drop down doesn't help it at all. Yeah, that's not great. Decent thigh swivel though. I do like that. Usually it's because Mafex goes for more aesthetics when it comes to the legs, and they don't want to do a thigh cut, which is understandable. I'm fine with that. But a lot of the times these thigh swivels at the top are hardly functional, but this one is pretty good. He can't kick forward that far. He does kick out quite a bit, which is weird for a Mafex figure. You can move it in and get it straight. But yeah, that's pretty good there. We got a decent knee bend there, solid knee bend there, I should say, and then good ankle rockers, good ankles. Mafex is pretty good with that stuff, and a toe hinge. So that is pretty solid articulation, pretty standard for a Batman figure from Mafex. So, but that's it for the articulations. Let's go ahead and do some comparisons. All right, now here he is next to Steel from I think it's Superman Returns, I think, and Tomioka from Demon Slayer. I don't know why I was blanking on that, but this is the obviously this is the Buzz mod. So I don't have most of my Mafex figures are put up. So unfortunately, I can't do them. They're not put up, but they're on their displays, and I just got things going on where this one just happened to be available, but I use these little sticky circles to keep them from falling, and I don't want to take them down because of that. So, but he was available, so I got him down. So anyway, that's what he looks like with those two. All right, and here he is next to Figma Akaza and SH Figure Arts Rainbow Mika. And because I got these guys sitting around on my review table, here he is next to some Marvel Legends, obviously She-Hulk and Miss Marvel. And that is it for comparisons. Let's get on to my final thoughts. All right, in conclusion, I really like this Batman. I like most of Mafex. I like most Mafex figures. It would be unlikely for you to see me criticize a Mafex figure that much, because they, for the most part, do a pretty damn good job, especially with their Marvel and DC figures, at least the males. Now the females are questionable at the most. I mean, that Poison Ivy was, woof, that Poison Ivy was rough. So they need to step up their game when it comes to the female figures. But the male figures, they got it hitting, they got it going. So I think most people will probably snatch him up. I do have Bane. That is going to be the next review. So stay tuned for that one. But until next time, please comment, like, and subscribe. And see you when I see you. Peace.